What's up guys, it's Bridget, welcome back. So today's video is about makeup trends and things like that that have a bad rap in the community. So without any further ado, let's jump into the video. Alright guys, before we get started, putting it every single day, so if you want to subscribe, I'd appreciate it. So first things first, I want to say these are my opinions. I think they just have a bad rap, everybody talks crap about them. And some of these are just like things that shouldn't be bad, and some things I'm like, they could go terribly wrong. So keep that in mind, and let's get started with number one, and that is blue eyeshadow. Growing up, I always heard that blue eyeshadow had a really bad rap because blue eyeshadow is associated with like old and 80s and just like not cool. Blue eyeshadow has always had like this really weird reputation. I see people doing it a lot more now because people are a lot more weird and free and whatever, especially on Instagram and stuff, doing all kinds of creative makeup. But oftentimes in just like daily life, I don't see a lot of people wearing blue eyeshadow. I feel like it has like this tacky thing associated with it. I don't personally believe it. I think blue eyeshadow is fun and great, but it does have a little bit of a bad rap. So number two is overlining your lips. I think this has been a bigger trend in the past 5 years, and people will be getting a lot of lip injections, but when you can't afford that, people overline. I think this is a really bad rap because they think of like drag queens overlining to like the max, where you can see the ridge of their lip and then you can see their actual lips they drew on. And it's a little bit weird. I think overlining has a bad rap. If you tell someone you're overlining your lips, people can be like, oh. You know, I just think it has a bad rap, but it does make your lips look a lot more full and pretty, so I think it just has a bad reputation. So number three is the results of the 90s and early 2000s and then the huge contrast of Instagram brows. So this is naturally thin brows. I think naturally thin brows have a really bad reputation. You see someone with thin brows and you're like, oh. But then you see someone with really thick brows and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so jealous of their brows. That's what people do most of the time. You see someone like Cara Delevingne and they're like, oh my gosh, her brows are so thick. So I think thin brows have a really bad reputation. People who like plucked them too much when they were younger, kind of like I did, and they just have a really bad rap now. I think they want you to have really thick, really full, really chiseled out Instagram brows, and I don't think for the average person that's really realistic. I think people who have really thick brows are oftentimes associated with like really nice, really awesome, really cool and trendy people, and I don't really get it, because if you naturally thin brows, maybe you don't want a giant thick brow on your face because it'd look too fake. I don't know. I just think thin brows have a bad reputation. So this next one is inspired by a lot of the things that I see on Instagram as well as YouTube, and beauty gurus always do it, and this is a cat eye. It's kind of like if you don't do a winged eyeliner with every eyeshadow look, it's not pretty to some people. I don't understand. If you scroll through Instagram, every single close-up eye picture has a cat eye. Like, I don't get it. I think the thing that has a bad reputation in the community right now is not doing wing liner with every look. I don't think it's necessary, but you see it all the time, and people just think that they have to do a wing with everything, have to have a wing with everything, and it's just not realistic. So this next one is a little bit about what you see in public, not really as much you see on Instagram, because on Instagram you see a lot of creative, like artistic people, but this is having a bold eye makeup and a bold lip. Most people think, oh, I'm either going to do really good eyes and a nude lip, or I'm going to do a really bold lip and neutral eye makeup. I don't think you have to do either one. I think you can have both at the same time if you want to. If you want to do a fun eye makeup, you don't have to wear a neutral lip. I think having bold eyes and bold lip is something that people really stray away from. Of course, it can come off as a little bit overdone, but it could come off as really good depending on the look. So I just think it has a really bad rap, and I'm not entirely sure why, because a lot of makeup is a good thing. So, well, I don't want to say it's a good thing. It can be a great thing. It'd be super fun. Anyways, thank you so much for watching today's video, you guys. I love you all so much. Let me know something down below that you think has a bad rap, and one that you think has a bad rap for a real reason. And for me, that is ombre hair. I don't like it. It just looks lazy. It looks like roots that just kind of you were too lazy to fix. I don't like ombre hair. I don't get it. Anyways, thank you guys so much. I will see you guys later. Bye.